Hi there, Booktube. My name is Christina, and today I'm here with a very different video. So you will see that there is no background music, nothing usual, and this video isn't exactly book related, but it's a meaningful one that I really wanted to film. I was debating for a long time if to film it or not, but then I decided to go for it. And today I will be talking to you about Black Lives Matters, about the book outlet, kinda, I don't know how to call it, case or events, facts, I don't know, and then the JKRowling declarations on Twitter. So let me start with the first one, and the first one is the Black Lives Matters movement. Before getting into the matter, I just want to put out there, please remember that English isn't my first language, it's my third language. And I'm addressing you in English just because I think that this way it's easier for everyone to really understand and watch the video, because when there are subtitles, usually it requires more effort and it's more difficult to follow. So I'm talking in English, but I'm not perfect in English. I kind of master English decently, but the amount of words that I can use and that I regularly use isn't the same than in other languages, and so sometimes some words may just like slip my mind, and sometimes I can say things a little bit strangely or not in exactly the way I want to put them. But believe me, it comes from a good place in this case, because I thought about it, but I decided to film it in English. So if the terminology that I'm using, if the words, the choice of words, how I put them together, for whatever reason is wrong or hurtful, please let me know down below, and know that this is not my intention. If it happens in this case, it's really a language barrier. This said, about Black Lives Matter movement. Actually, what is happening right now, the first thing that I have to say is that it's not surprising. I saw a lot of people who were surprised and kind of shocked, but it's not a surprise, because if you treat someone so badly for so long, the only possible outcome at a certain point is the one that we're looking at. So it's not surprising. It is sad, it is hurtful, it is heartbreaking, but unfortunately it's not a surprise. And again, unfortunately, we have to admit, just look at us, ourselves in the mirror, and know that this is happening because of us too. Because if we were more aware, if we were more kind of active and more just more, I don't know how to express it exactly, but if we were there for the people who were asking for help like years and decades before, then maybe this wouldn't have happened in 2020, but it has. And it means that we've not done even remotely enough. So there is so much that can be done, so much that we can learn, and so many ways in which we can do better. And the first thing here is, for example, that I live in Europe. And unfortunately, the things in the United States had to become so outrageous and so horrible that at that point, this amount of information actually traveled the border and traveled throughout the sea, and it made it to the news here in Europe. So if you are asking yourself why it matters rioting, why it matters making so much noise about something and trying to reach outside your borders, this is the reason. The reason is, as always, if you are loud enough, then people can hear you from farther corners of the world. And this is the reason why the first thing usually a totalitarian state makes is that it actually shuts down the means of information and of diffusion of information, because the louder you are, the better it is, because your cause is seen by so many people and you can actually receive support and be heard, be listened, be understood. So it had to become so awful that now even here everyone, or almost everyone, is finally learning what's happening in the US. So this said, now this information, these events are kind of spreading in Europe too, and by this I don't mean that we don't have racism here in Europe, because oh boy, we have so many different kinds. I don't know how you call it when it's not about the color of your skin, but about the country you're from, or just discrimination, maybe, I don't know. But we have, and we have a lot, and we have racism in Italy too, and it's kind of very well rooted in older generations, the generations of elderly people. Younger people, fortunately, are trying to do better, but we're just learning to do better, and I understand that this is not enough, and we have to do and be better. This is something that I will repeat like over and over again in this video probably, and I am sorry. I know that I've watched a lot of content by Black people, and some of them were telling that they don't care about our excuses, they don't care about us being sorry, and they're right. I mean, we had all the time in the world, but I still have to tell it. I still have to tell that I'm sorry for not doing more, and for not researching deeper. I mean, I learned something about history of Black people, but it's always very quick and very brushed away in the greater scheme of all the historical events that we're studying. And so again, I had an opportunity to do it, and I've not done it before, so now I will do better. But I had this opportunity prior to this moment, so it was a lot of years that I lost without researching and without doing what I had to do, and it is to use my privilege to speak for people whose voices are not heard enough. And I have here a very small platform, and I was debating with myself if to film a video or not, if to make it a part of a vlog or not, and at the end I decided not to, because I don't want it to be just a part of a reading vlog, a random reading vlog. I want it to stay here in this form. And moreover, actually, this is something that I wanted to properly address, because I took my time in thinking about if it matters if I use this platform, because let's face it, I'm a very, very small channel, and I've never reached 200 subscribers, so my reach is so small. But still, YouTube is the biggest platform that I have, actually, because here on YouTube I can reach at least almost 200 people. In reality, I can speak maybe with 50 people. So this is already 4 times the amount. And I really want to share this. I really want to push people who are watching this channel to do better, and to look for information, to research, to broaden your horizons, because this is actually that it's something that's always been part of my life. Broaden my horizons, go farther, like physically, geographically, learn more about different cultures, different experiences, and this is just a part of it. You have to do it. If you want to be a better human being, a functional human being, you need to learn about human experience as much as you can. And unfortunately, race is a part of human experience. even if it's stupid that we, as a race, make distinctions based on the color of our skin, it is a fact. It's stupid, yes, but the fact that it's stupid doesn't make it less real, and so we really have to look into it and do our research. So my kind of invitation is, if you have even a very small platform, please use it. Please share the information. Please just do something, because doing something, even if it seems very little, it's best than doing nothing and keeping silent. And I know that a lot of people were thinking about, I'm keeping silent because I don't know what to say. I just want to, I don't know, I just want to silently educate myself. And I get it, but in this case, we do not have this privilege. This is not a privilege we can keep on using. We cannot keep silent when people are being killed and hurt and just their life are completely destroyed by the fact that we've been silent for so long. We have to speak. We have to use our voices to make people listen to other people. So this is something that we have to do. Yes, of course, you can think a little bit longer and put your thoughts together. I've done it too. I took a week and I listened, understood, and started studying in order to put these words together. And I listened to a bunch of Black booktubers and I listened to a bunch of white booktubers. Some of them really inspired me. And this morning, the last one that I watched was probably by Donations. Oh my god, I'm probably butchering that name. And that video at the end of the day really made me decide, it doesn't matter how small you are, just speak out. Speak up, speak out, go for it, because your voice is just one in a million, but if there are a million of views, then they have to listen to you. And yeah, so this is what I'm doing right now. I'm sharing the fact that I'm sorry. I'm sharing the fact that even if I live in Europe, racism is here too. And even if you're living in Europe, we still can help. We can help by sharing content. We can help by educating ourselves. We can help by reading. We can help by speaking to people that we know. We can help. It's one drop in the ocean, but we can help. Then something else that I wanted to add was about the help that people are expecting to receive. And here again, I refer to the many booktubers and tweets and posts on Instagram that I've seen and that I actually share completely in the meaning. And it's, don't expect to be educated by someone. If you're at school, yes. Oh, yeah. If you're a student and you are at school, like at whatever level you are, or you're at university, you actually may request to be educated on certain matters. It is up to your teachers to educate you better. So this is something that you can do. But if you are a grown-up human being and you're not studying anymore and you're not in elementary school, don't expect someone to educate you. Just search for your information. Go for it. Dig. Do better. Be better. Learn. Listen, because there are so many people out there who are speaking right now and their voices are finally amplified. Go and listen. Don't ask someone to explain to you what's happening. Search. There is plenty of information. Plenty. There always have been, but now it's even more. So just go there. Search. Don't expect the information to fall on your head. Do some effort. Make some effort. Not do some effort. Make some effort. Just go for it. And still about this matter, the last thing that I wanted to address was what will happen here on BookTube as far as my content is concerned. And again, I thought about it for a bit of time. And the first thing that came to my mind, of course, was, okay, now I will go and I will read as much as possible all together, and I will do better, I will educate myself, I will. And then I stopped, and I really kind of rationalized it, and I decided that I will not run to collect as much information as I can. I will face it just as I'm facing my I know it sounds silly, but it's true, like I face my physical exercise. Because I know that when I try to make a change and I kind of binge do or binge read something, at the end it doesn't stick to me. And it doesn't become a habit, and I want a healthy habit. And this is a healthy habit. So now on, from today and for the rest of my life, so it's not just a moment, it's not a phase, I will search and look out for different kind of writers. And by this I mean native writers, Latinx writers, Asian writers, Black writers, and just people whose life experience is different from mine. I already started doing it in the past, but it's not enough. I can do better, and I should do better. So what you may expect from me is that on my channel you will see appearing some different books. Some books that when I will read, for these books specifically, I may assure you that I will make a review. And I'm not used to make reviews about all of the books that I read, but for this one, expect a review. Because when you make a review about the book, you really put your focus to it, you're forced to think about it more in depth, you have to face certain difficulties, because you cannot brush off some facts of the book. You really have to delve into it and to dive into it and just go for it. So this is something that I will be doing. I will be reading more diversely, but not just for a period, like for my lifetime. I will introduce more and more diverse writers, and even just wherever writers, but with a content that is more focused on different experiences in life. And the reason why I'm deciding to do it is that it's true that a lot of us read to escape. It's true that a lot of us read in order to kind of relieve from the stress of everyday life. But it's also true that we read because reading really allows us to live different lives and experience things that we cannot experience otherwise. And we can pretend that different means flying on dragons and using magic, but in reality, different means having a different skin color, being from a different country, having a different religious belief, having a different cultural heritage. This already means different. So you actually don't have to read necessarily a fantasy to experience something completely different from your life experience. And if you think that the books that are dealing with diversity are only sad books or only angry books, well, yes, a part of them are, because their life experience is sad and it is about anger and how to express it and how to face it and how to deal with it. But there are so much more stories out there in which diversity is just the natural part of it. Diversity isn't different there, but it's normal. How it should be, actually. It should become normal. Just the human experience as a whole should become normal, but we have so many so many obstacles that we put there for ourselves, and so that we stop from doing something or understanding something just because we tell ourselves, oh no, it's too different, it's too difficult for me. If it's not difficult for you to imagine yourself riding a dragon, believe me, it's not difficult for you to imagine yourself walking down a street and a policeman suddenly attacking you for no reason. So just think about it, and I will try to find some books that include diversity in also in a positive and a very uplifting way. But there will be hard books. They are out there, and they deserve to be read because we have to face hardships that other people are facing because of our silence for so long. So yeah, this is what will happen. I hope that I expressed myself decently. Then the next step is the next topic that I wanted to address was BookOutlet. So BookOutlet, if you don't know, if you're European, you probably never used it because they don't ship to Europe, I believe. It's maybe an American-based, I guess, online store that sells books for a very cheap price. Sometimes they're a little bit damaged, sometimes, I don't know, just for a cheap price. And they have this kind of affiliate program with some big booktubers who kind of promote their activities and promote their site and so on. And what happened recently, if you're not on Twitter, is that people started to confront and to really speak up and tell BookOutlet why you don't have great Black representations as far as your friendly vloggers, whatever, I don't remember the title, but why don't you have more people of color there? And the answer was absurd and just racist and just so full of prejudice. When I read it, I was like speechless because it was so absurd that someone who is actually paid to do his or her job, because remember that when you write to a company, it's never the company as a person that answers, but it's people who are specifically there to address some matters. Their profession is to do so, and so that there was thought put into it, so it wasn't random. Someone thought about it and put it out there, and the reason was the outcome was that one. It's just unbelievable. And they said pretty much that kind of Black booktubers don't have enough following, and plus they are not family friendly because they swear a lot. Really. And so of course, fortunately now we are seeing a lot of people who used to support BookOutlet that now are backing away, like they're kind of cutting their contracts, they're stepping back and telling this is not okay, I'm not okay with it, you're wrong, and do better, learn something, and then maybe start selling things dealing with diversity and speaking about diversity in whatever way you want, but learn, please, something at least. And so for me personally, I never bought from BookOutlet, but if you are a watcher from the United States or from Canada, then please consider the idea of, I know that BookOutlet was very useful because the books were very cheap. And I know that economically speaking, it's hard to buy new books all the time. But please consider the idea of looking around and seeing if there are like secondhand bookshops around you, or maybe different sites that send in the US, or maybe like some sales at the library or stuff like that, because we as a booktube community cannot really support something like that. So please consider this when you're making your next purchase. And the last part that I wanted to address are the tweets by JKRowling that she is recently making. And the first thing that I can say is that I'm so sad and so disappointed. She is someone who has created such a powerful story, such a powerful messages, and she has brought a generation together. Thanks to her books, communities were created. Thanks to her books, people felt understood and felt this sparkle of magic for the first time in their lives, and discovering what are her beliefs, what she says, and she says it during Pride Month. Like, come on, please. So my thoughts on that are that I know how to separate the creator from the creation, and I know that it's not easy to do, but I learned it in time by the ways in which I was brought up and due to my university studies. And so I think that what I will do is that I will no longer support her in any way. So I will no longer buy her new books. I will no longer support her creations as far as movies are concerned. So I won't go and won't watch the next movie when it will come out, because I don't know if I believe that she has some rights on it, so she will gain something from it, and I don't want to support her. And at the same time, I don't want to give her the power to take Harry Potter away from me and from other people for whom it was so important. And so I still stand with Harry till the end, and I still will reread Harry Potter. I still want to, if I ever will have children, I still want to share with them this magical world, this beauty, this meaning of friendship, of found family, of being accepted no matter what. I really want that, but I cannot stand with that author, and I will not do it. I am followed her. I don't want to see nothing else that has to do with her, because she doesn't deserve the attention at this point. Just leave her. Leave her alone where she is, and yeah, it's just sad. I can't even be angry at her at this point, because with whatever is happening around the world, really the thing that she writes about right now are trans people in that sort of way, really. And again, during Pride Month, really. So I don't know, it's just disheartening and wrong. And again, I am sorry. It's the only thing that I can tell you. I am sorry because we are acting as jerks, and a lot of people out there deserve so much better. And I hope that we will be able to do better and to be better, and I'm trying. The thing that I really want to tell you is that I'm just one number, I'm just one, but I am trying. I will keep on trying. It's not a phase, and I cross my fingers that if you are a watcher of this channel, that you share these thoughts, and that you understand that Black lives really matter, and you understand that people should be able to love whoever they want, and it's not our business to tell people how to feel and how not to feel, because it's hurtful and it's wrong, and we're not entitled to do so. And we have so much privilege. and we just need to start using it in the right way. And yeah, down below I will leave some links to the videos that were really helpful for me. I will leave some videos to Black creators who shared their experience. I will leave a video that I just watched and that was so impactful, that deals with privilege, and in 3 minutes, literally, it shows you what it means like to have privilege and what's the outcome of that privilege. So again, I cross my fingers that you share these thoughts and that you understand, and that my watchers are inclusive people, that they are all people who share the same values, and that even if they don't have a booktube channel or a platform on whatever social, they are doing better in their everyday life. So yeah, this is it. That's the video. And oh, by the way, this seems as a perfect message to share. This is my calendar, and this is the month of June. And here you have this woman who has 2 words on her hands, and it's kindness and love. And it seems as the very perfect thought to share right now. Spread kindness, spread love. The kind of love that has no borders, no boundaries, no limits. Just share, listen, do better, be better. Thank you.